Today we're going to be teaching a 5-animal system, Kin. And one thing, you do the form, it looks pretty, but how do you apply it? There's a lot of hidden moves in it. Angle, come high, rotate, and I throw my elbow, roll it, lock them down, and block, and hit. 3, grab overhand, squeeze down, step off to the pressure point, and toss them on his ass. Hi, I'm James Santi. Today we're going to be teaching is the 5-animal system, Kin, from Douglas Wong's lineage to Orc Wong's and Tatekuchi. With me is David Barilla, who will be distributing the salute form. A little bit of history. Orki Wong was probably the first one to teach non-Asians and Filipinos, Japanese, even whites at that, in America, 1958. So even today you'll see his style being taught in Mexico as well. So what we're going to do is show the beginning salute. You'll see a lot of this in any form, and it shows up because it's showing the salutation, what it represents. For example, in the beginning of the form, you're representing the earth, you're paying respect to earth, you're respecting the heaven and humanity, and we all come together, is what it means. But the rest of it has a law and solicitation. So with further ado, I'm going to let David do the form and I'll explain it to you. Go ahead, David. Break down. So, salute to heaven, earth, humanity. Coming together, left foot kicks out, right foot kicks out, starting with the left hand, he punches. There's a lot of hidden moves in the form, but the most important thing right now is just get the basic idea of the form and structurization. Before you go into learning other forms more advanced, you have to have a solid foundation. That being horse stances. How do you coordinate the power of your hands with your legs and your feet? Okay, we're back, and now what we're going to do is what's called the combination fists from the Kin form. Traditionally, it's really a tiger claw form, and what we're going to teach is the hidden applications and what the form really supposed to be doing. A lot of times before, the form was taught with hand and palm techniques, which is not. It's really a tiger claw form. So, demonstrating with me is my Kung Fu sister, Lani. This is the horse set routine. So Lani's going to show the steps, and I'll repeat what they mean. Okay, go ahead, Lani, do the step. So start with solicitation, and the first stance is Kim Yin Ma, which means the horse, square horse stance. From there we do a trunk twist, and going into Gumbo, side horse. Huai Ma is a lower stance up to crane, Hook Ma. Then we hop to the other foot into Shima, snake stance. This is an exercise that we always do, no matter how advanced or how beginner you are. Every class starts with the horse stances as a warm-up. What we're going to do now is show you a little bit of how to apply the moves in the form. I mean, one thing, you do the form, it looks pretty, but how do you apply it? There's a lot of hidden moves in it. If you notice in the beginning of the set, it starts off with one foot out, one hand here, and you're open. That's great, but how do you use it? That beginning move right there alone is when the punch comes, I'm going to pat him off here and go for the throat, is what I'm doing. So even if he was trying to take his hand off, I still got this hand free to bust his elbow and come back, lock on. Take control of the situation, and there is your tiger claw. Another application in this beginning move is actually a hidden pressure point on the arm, what we call Lun 11. And the reason how we do this, if he's punching, I block with the back of my hand, but I'm rolling to the pressure point. So a little faster, punch, okay, right there. So we slide to the wrist, and I can punch here, now watch this, I can bust his shoulder, pulling back. And then go into the lock, whatever you want to do. So that's why I'm 1, 2, he's falling over. That's what the move's for. Doesn't look like it, but that's exactly what I'm doing. And he has to fall over. Now from here, I step in my horse, and here's the first motion. This is a tricky move. So when the punch comes, I block and rotate here, so he can't punch me with the other hand. Can't. So I can. And I'm in. And I can bust the elbow and come right back in again. Yeah. He tries to grab me. Well, I just put pressure right there. And when you say, oh, that's what I use my horse stance for. So it's very, very sneaky. A lot of times, too, we'll use your own clothing to trap you up. If he tries to block my motions, I grab his shirt. I can come over here on this side and choke him with his own t-shirt. You see why I grabbed him? And I can do the same thing over too, grab him and choke him with his own shirt. Because you'll see in the form, we're jumping and open. And the reason why that is, when he punches, I'm jumping, and yes, I'm putting my knee in his thigh to lower him down. But when I cross face him and come on this side, usually I kick the back leg out, and we're choking him out. So that is the tiger claw. But the first thing you must know is you must first spread your fingers. Then open your hands, squeeze tight like you're holding a ball. If you're doing this, that's a sick alley cat. That is not a tiger claw. That's Maltron, cat claw. That is a fujao. That is a tiger claw. Now, when you use a tiger claw, you're not really hitting with your claw. You're hitting with your palm. Then you whack whatever you want. So when the punch comes, we block, we roll, but what I'm hitting with is with the palm of the hand. Then we grab whatever we want and pull. Other animals that we use in the 5 family system is the crane, the snake, and the leopard, and the dragon. I'm going to show you a little bit more how the crane works and why they work. The crane never hits force against force. If you notice, tiger is a little bit more forceful. Tiger is always blocking and coming around and very forceful. It's good for a stronger guy. If you're not, you got to use algae moments where you block, you flow, and you hit, poke, you poke. A lot of times we won't hit straight on. Even Wing Chun does the same principle. We go angles. So this is shooting straight jab. So I use his strength into his own body. So if you notice, when he punches me, I'm not wasting time here and then coming back here, because the other hand's going to hit me in my face. So what we do is, with one motion, I'm already here. So it doesn't matter what he does here, because I got him crossed over. So that's the crane beak. So you form all your fingers together and hit with one surface. You hit the temple, the eyes, under the ear. It's a good pressure point. Also use a lot of low range techniques of kicking, of distance. So when he comes, I usually go for the armpit, and then from there bust the knee or whatever. Those are things you don't see, or use our knees. So when he comes, I take it, bust his elbow with my knee. Come down, whatever. Using more algae kind of methods. Leopard's very similar, but it's based on speed. Same thing, he's punching. We'll angle and come low and come high. Because it's a smaller cat, it's not like a tiger. It's more algae, you can't go head on. So he's a little bit more angles with techniques. So he's punching, I'll shift off. If he tries doing a haymaker on me, I'll meet him on, right there. So you can see a lot of these motions come from him, even though Mantis does them, everybody else does them. So boom. And so before he can punch me, jam, wham, wham, wham. I'm on him. Dragon's really not a fighting system, but it's more like qigong and breathing. Very few actually fighting principles in the dragon. It uses more long circular motions. So if you do, it uses to grab your own clothes and trap you up and take advantage of you. You see the classic here, but that's all Hollywood. Few people really use those styles. Okay, now the next animal, snake. Snake represents its head, its teeth, its tongue, and its mouth. Usually it's a poking, grabbing kind of motion. So it doesn't really use force against force, a lot of circular motions, pretty much like Tai Chi. So this is David's punching. I usually roll and go for the armpit, the throat, lock him down, and take control of the situation. Another way of doing this is just sliding punches off with a slap to the eyes. Go to the break, go to the eyes. Always go for the vital punch. You hit them in the eyes, they can't see you, they can't fight you. Hit them in the throat, they can't breathe, they can't fight. So if he's punching to the throat, slice the eyes, come back and forth. So a lot of moves you see here, even in Hong Gao and Wing Chun, do the same theory. Punches come in, eye, slash the eyes, come back to the eyes. Besides the animals, we have what's called the 5 families. You have Mok, Hong, Choi, Li, and Phut Ga. So they're not really a Lao Ga, but there is a Phut Ga, which means Buddha's palm. The Phut Ga system is probably the godfather of Wing Chun. Probably most of the moves came from all the blocks. Your Li Ga system is full of Chin Na techniques, really. And your Han is mostly for upper body, dynamic extensions, strengthening exercises. So monks took the best styles of each family and made this unique system, what we call 5 family. Choi is based on long fist, and pretty much the father of Choi Li Foot. Rule number 1, you never want to block with an open hand on lower kicks. Okay, up here is fine. But down, that's how I see people get their fingers broken. Especially when you're a Wing Chun guy. I'm a Wing Chun guy, and boom, you bust your finger. Oh, we keep your hands closed. Usually what we do in Choi Ga, he comes, we put our fist into your foot. You see that? He went down like a, yeah. So he goes down like, so when the kick comes, we hit down and follow through. Now, we have other strikes, and we have what's called a quad Choi. It comes like a roundhouse kick. We just use our arm, circling. So he comes, I circle, and come right back. Come right back again. And very flowing, it's like a whip on a chain. The straight punch is what we call a stop Choi. stop choi, same as in Charlie foot. It's just to give you the distance, so when he comes to hit me, I beat him on the punch. And you lose angle, so he comes to hit me, I move to the side. Then follow through, use an angle of attack. We have what's called a sao choi. The sao choi is when he punches, I block it and I take his hand down and strike him. That's a sao choi. A guao choi is a back fist, using my whole body to knock him out. So you have the stop choi, guao choi, pao choi. Now from here, you can sneak these in. Like we did earlier, a little leopard motion, that's just using a huang sao. No? And that's the choi ga. So you get an idea how the choi ga is played. Okay, now next is the mok family. Mok never heads on straight in. We usually go off your left lead. Most people in the street fight use their left hand, even a boxer. So when that punch comes and I move to the side, well, I'm out of range, I'm in his blind side now, if his other punch, so he can't hit me. So with how we follow through, we use a lot of open hand strikes. So I'll step off, come underneath his groin and the back of his head. If I did have my right side forward and he had his right side forward, I would just come underneath and flip kick him in the groin, lock that egg out, take him down. Mok uses a lot of kicking, the same as for his footwork. But in reality, it's a short range fighting. I would go more in detail, but my teacher would kill me, so I'm gonna stop there on the mok. Foot ga is the forefather of Wing Chun. It has pretty much the same blocks, bong sao, tong sao, pretty much all the same things. The unique thing about it is they never use force against force either. So when he's punching, we roll, we block, we pull, palm strike. And here's the unique feature, they trap you up. Because they'll go from here and block, and they'll lock your hand at the same time while he's hitting with this one, you can't pull this hand out. So when I switch on this side, I'm free to hit this side and then go on that side. Li is all chen na, pretty much what we just did already. The locking, the grabbing, that's all your li ga. We gotta remember this system's all mixed up in one mush. It's not really just one system, individual techniques. Just getting the whole perspective of how the system works. Because everybody's different, and everyone's taste is different. So not everyone's what's gonna fit me might not fit you or your likes. So you do more realize what the animals do, what the families do. And we have some little dummies to show you how you have other practices to use when you have nothing to train with. We're using this one from the Charlie foot dummy, but it serves its purpose. If you notice, this apparatus has an arm that rises and drops because it's spring loaded. 2 lower guards, so we can practice our lower blocks and kicks on the bottom. And you have the pads, so you don't hit you, so you can hit the pads when you strike. A few of the things that we do sometimes, we'll pull a person's guard off, and we practice our arm breaks. And then from there, since the spring reloads it, we lift, so we can hit. And I'll show you how we apply that. So, kachitan. If he's to punch, I block, break, lift him up, hit. Same motion I did on the dummy. Once again, block, break, open, hit. So, block, break, open, hit. Okay? Same motion. And there's other variations. So 1, 2, 3. So it's the same feeling right there. Now maybe go down for his knee. So you can pretty much practice full force and not worry about hurting your partner. So you get a feel on it. It serves 2 purposes. You strengthen your bones and your arms. You're getting use of contact, hitting wood. You start practicing this, hit other people, they cry. And if you notice the padding, so you can do more full strike kind of strikes. So you can use a pao chow to the ear, the quad chow to the back, stop choi to the stomach. So it's the same thing if I was hitting kachiton here. I'm blocking, I'm striking. I'm blocking, I'm striking. And it teaches how to use angle of attack. So I learned to come off to the side. So dummies the same way. Block, pull, come in. So you get a feeling that you're really using your tiger claw. learners, hope you learned something on our survey of Southern Kung Fu styles. We covered several forms from the Yin Yang Ga, Trolley Foot, and Hong Ga.